Hey everyone, and welcome back to Southeast Iowa Video Network's Community Profiles. I'm your host, Greta Clemens, and we are sponsored by KCTC. The holidays are literally next week, so just right around the corner, which is an exciting time, but it also can be a hard time. It's a time where maybe grief can come back into your life, some hard times, and it can be a struggle. So I think it's important we talk about it and some of the resources we have here locally. And we have a ton, and it's amazing the things that Washington County does have. So we would like to share that with you today. So I am joined with Bobbie Wulf with the Mental Health Coalition here in Washington. And I am going to let her introduce herself and talk a little bit more about the Mental Health Coalition. Welcome. Welcome to Community Profiles.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Bobbie Wulf, and I'm the Coordinator of Disability Services for the Mental Health Agency of Southeast Iowa, which is the region here in Washington.
Yes.
I'm located here, have an office in Washington that anyone can come in and see me to discuss any of the mental health issues and try to find any type of resources that you may be interested in pursuing.
Where is your office located?
I'm located out in the Orchard Hill complex.
Okay.
I'm in building number 2.
Building number 2, Orchard Hill Complex. I don't even think I knew that. So
We will be moving soon, so into building number 3.
Okay. She'll be moving next door, I'm assuming. Cool. Awesome. Well, yeah. How about you dive into what Mental Health Coalition is and their mission? And
a little bit of background on me is I've been in this position for about 28 years with Washington County. So people may have been heard of me through the central point of coordination. I've also been the Mental Health and Disability Services Director of Washington County, but currently my title is the Coordinator of Disability Services. So if you've heard any of those other names, that is me.
there are.
Nonetheless, like I said, I've been here quite some time in this role, and I'm available to anyone in the community to discuss any type of mental health related matters or behavioral health concerns and try to locate resources for them in whatever capacity they may need those resources in. We recognize that individuals don't always want to access services through a professional realm, so we always encourage people to look at the other options that may be available in their lives, which may include spiritual guidance through the churches or ministry, through their employment assistance programs, through their employers.
Yeah, I think that's an important one. I always forget about our employee assistance program, and there's some great resources within that. So
Yes.
it's always a good place to check.
And with mental health awareness being, a huge topic in Iowa, there are other statewide efforts available. There are agencies and organizations, for example, MindSprings, that do free webinars throughout the months to help educate people and support them through these difficult times. So if anyone ever needs information about any of those type of supports or educations, they can always contact me and I can send those out to them as well.
Awesome. So contacting you is obviously a really great tool. You have tons of resources. How do people contact you? Is it good by phone number, stopping by, email?
Yes, any of the above.
Any of the above, okay.
So yes, individuals can contact me at 653-7751. I also have a website that's on the Washington County domain.
Okay.
So individuals can get all my information there, my email contact. Also on that is the Mental Health Resource Guide. As you previously just stated, I am part of the Mental Health Coalition in Washington County and have been since 2015 when they began.
Oh, nice.
So that coalition is a very active group. We're proud that Washington County has individuals that are so invested in mental health awareness. Part of our mission there is to promote mental health well-being through awareness, connections, and education to support a society where mental health well-being is the root of our healthy community. So in that coalition, we do things such as table events. We have the resource guide that we try to update and maintain, which is always never ending. And we also provide any type of educational events that we can in the community. We take requests from individuals. We've done a lot of different trainings. And just try to be involved to get the information out there, try to get our resource guides out there. We distribute the mental health resource guides throughout our community. So you can find them at places like the courthouse. Obviously, around my offices, the mental health providers in Washington, as well as the public library, our drop-in and recovery center, We try to put them out as many places as we can. So if there are businesses or organizations that are interested in having those resource guides for not only their employees, but also for community members that walk in, please contact me, and I will be sure to get you some of those resource guides to put up.
Yeah, they're great. Do you want to hold one up just to show what it looks like? It's a nice blue guide. It has a ton of information. I know we have them at the hospital as well. So what's some of the things that are in that? Because I know there's a ton of information in there to help. But what would be some maybe good ones or good things they might find in that?
Yeah, so some of the things in this guide will include the crisis hotlines that we have. There are a lot of crisis hotlines out there in Iowa. We promote the Your Life Iowa hotline.
Okay.
We also promote the 988 hotline, which is the new mental health hotline that makes it very simple for individuals to call. They also have the ability to dispatch our mobile crisis response teams to your location. And so that is a very nice benefit of having those lines connected to our mobile crisis response teams. We also have information on here about our urgent care visits. That would be for individuals who are experiencing more of a crisis situation, need to be seen right away, have an assessment, and begin services immediately. So those urgent care visits are outlined in here. We have 2 providers that provide that service here in Washington. Typically, they can get individuals in within 48 hours of calling. If you have any difficulty getting into those appointments, you can always contact me because I help to coordinate those. Also, we have information in there about the access centers in Iowa, specifically the ones for Washington County nearest to us. We have one located in Iowa City, the Guideline Center, and we also have one in Ottumwa, which is through Southern Iowa Mental Health Center.
And this, you said it's an access?
It's an access center.
So what exactly is an access center?
So every access center looks a little bit different in Iowa.
Okay.
However, the access centers do include immediate assessment and triage. So an individual can show up to the access center to receive an immediate assessment in their crisis situation.
Okay.
And those access centers may have things available inside of those centers, such as crisis stabilization residential services. They may have 23-hour observation services. They may have subacute services, but they also offer some coordination to those individuals to get them into services down the line after they've had that assessment completed. And at that time, if there is an assessment completed and they do need to go to an acute or inpatient setting, then they would be coordinating those efforts as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
That's helpful.
So also in the guide, we do have information about our drop-in and recovery center. We do have one located here in Washington, right downtown, Choices. It also has information about the integrated health home care coordination services, which is kind of a gateway into further mental health services if you need supports through employment or in your home.
Okay.
This guide also has information about the counseling, therapy, and medication prescribing services, all of those providers that we have in Washington County. And Washington County is really just very lucky to have as many resources as we have had in the past, and we are just really gaining more and more support. We've had to add several providers on here just recently. So it's a wonderful thing to have. We just updated this here last month, so hopefully we have an updated guide for everybody at this point. We also have drug and alcohol-related services on here, so to include some of those behavioral health services. Also, we have some violence intervention resources here. We have some information about spiritual services, information about insurance, how to contact HHS to get that started if you are someone in need of insurance coverage, if you're underinsured or uninsured. Also, information about transportation. How do you access transportation to get to those mental health supports? And potentially, how do you receive support through your current, Medicaid to support those? So we have information on there about that. And then we also have additional resources that we do have in Washington County. Like I said, Washington is so actively involved in supporting mental health. Paws and More does have a program, too, to support people and their animals in case they do need to go inpatient and just need care of their animals for a short time being. We have information about the National Alliance on Mental Illness and just information about how to contact me as well. So there's a lot of information in here.
Ton of information in that little brochure, but extremely helpful. And especially if you have no idea where to start or what to do, you can go anywhere almost in town and grab one of those. A lot of the main locations will have those. So you can grab that and get Bobbie's info and contact her because she's a wealth of knowledge over here. So awesome. Let's take a quick break. And when we come back, I'll have a few more questions for her and then we'll wrap it up.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Come visit us at Purposefully You Boutique and Home. Feel amazing in our comfy casual clothing styles with new inventory arriving weekly. Explore our unique home decor and delightful candle scents. We're conveniently located just 1 block north of the downtown square.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Celebrate the season at the Mount Pleasant Festival of Lights. With over 180 dazzling light displays, it's the perfect holiday tradition for families, friends, and loved ones. Experience the magic from the comfort of your car, and on select nights, bring the kids to meet Santa himself. Don't miss this enchanting event that brings holiday spirit to life. For directions, dates, times, and ticket info, head to oldthreshers.com. The Mount Pleasant Festival of Lights, where holiday magic comes to life.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
Welcome back, everybody. If you have missed the first half, I have been chatting with Bobbie Wulf with the Mental Health Coalition. She's the coordinator of disability services. And we've been chatting about mental health services that are available here in Washington. Mental health is definitely a growing need, and we want to make sure we can address that. And I think Washington County does an amazing job. We have so many resources, Bobbie herself being an amazing resource with all her knowledge and all the things. So you can get some more information if you rewind back, but we're going to keep chatting a little bit more. We were chatting about the resource guide, which has a ton of information in it on different places you can reach out to if you are struggling with anything. Does that help with children and teens? I know mental health affects everybody, so.
Yes, many of the resources that we have in that mental health resource guide do include services for youth as well.
Okay.
However, if you do want to reach out to me, I do have a specific flyer that has some additional resources for youth and teen, because that is a very important matter that we want to be able to educate our youth about so that they have the ability to reach out.
Yeah, and it makes it probably easier for them. And
yes. You know, I want to say that we have great collaboration, you know, not only with the hospital here in Washington, but also with our law enforcement and our schools, also our leadership here in Washington. So I just want to put a shout out to Washington County for having that great collaborative effort. And I hope that, you know, whatever questions people have for me as far as what mental health resources are out there, if I don't know the answer, I will get the answer for you.
Somebody has it. Yeah. So, collaboration here in Washington is huge. I know the hospital, we've continually are growing in mental health and keep adding providers and different services, which is exciting. And we like to be able to help support that. But as well as law enforcement and many different other local groups and things like that. So that's great that we have such a supportive community. I know firsthand how supportive and helpful our community is, especially when you're going through a hard time. So, such a great place to live with lots of resources. So, awesome. So you have a teen resource guide that they can have if they reach out to you. We've chatted about collaborations. Do you have any, I know you said you mentioned you have a website. Do you have any other social media or anywhere people could follow just to kind of see what's going on or get any other resources?
Yes, the Mental Health Coalition does have a Facebook page. If individuals want to reach out to Washington County Mental Health Coalition and follow that page, there is information that we try to put out there to help educate the community as well.
Awesome. We'll link that below so you can check it out. Go follow them. Make sure you stay up to date with all their updates and services and things like that. But since the holidays are coming up, just a few questions for you. If someone was struggling and they didn't know what to do and they had just lost somebody or somebody close to them, what would you recommend for them to do?
Well, I think individuals have a lot of options. They can always reach out to me to discuss the situation, and I can try to provide them with the resources in Washington County. But I think the important message is that no matter what your situation is, if you're feeling that additional stress, reach out to someone just to talk with them about what is going on with you. Every individual experiences things in a different manner. And to the community, try to be that person who is listening to that individual and trying to help them through their struggles that they're having through the holidays. It can be difficult for everyone, whether that be as a neighbor helping somebody out, or whether that be through professional supports or through your employers. Just be sure to reach out and talk about what you're struggling with and try to get some support.
Yeah, don't hold it in. Definitely try to find someone and talk it out, or reach out to Bobbie. Again, she's awesome. So what if you witness somebody maybe going through something? What would you recommend for that person? Should they reach out to the person struggling? Should they give contact information to the person struggling? Or
Yes, I think
that question makes sense.
Yep, it's a question that everybody has. If you're talking with somebody that is struggling, you can always offer the support. You can just listen. You can also try to locate one of these resource guides. Like I said, they're throughout the community. You as an individual can reach out to any of the resources to discuss what they have to offer prior to giving the individual information, or you can just offer the information to the person who's struggling and they can reach out themselves. But sometimes it's nice to have that warm handoff for somebody maybe to go with you to the resource to discuss what your options are in making that next step in your well-being.
Yeah. Awesome. So if you're struggling, somebody that's struggling, tons of resources out there and opportunities to help. So any other tips or tricks during the holidays for individuals?
I hope everybody has happy holidays. If you are struggling, just please reach out.
Yeah, reach out. I think that's the key message. Reach out. Tons of services here in Washington available to you. So awesome. Anything we missed? Anything else you want to add?
No. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others.
Love it. Love it. Well, thank you guys for joining us this week. Again, I hope you all have a happy holidays. I don't think we have a show next week, do we, Peter? No show next week, so you get a break from us. But have a good Christmas and holiday season, and we will see you guys in a couple of weeks.